We're live, we're local, we're CBS3. Tonight, no tips and higher pay. How a Wisconsin group is pushing for change when it comes to the hospitality industry. Plus, have a complaint about a lawmaker? Well, there could be a new department specifically for that, at least in Wisconsin. And it's officially fireworks season, and law enforcement officers are cracking down after a rise in complaints and injuries.
From CBS3 Duluth, this is the CBS3 News at 6.
Good evening, I'm Kristen Bakke. Thanks for joining us. A city in Wisconsin is hoping to make tipping a thing of the past. A hospitality group in Eau Claire, Wisconsin announced this week they are joining a nationwide trend of eliminating tips and raising their minimum wage to $16 an hour. Right now, Wisconsin's hourly wage for tipped workers is just $2.33. But here in our region, CBS3's Emma Quinn shares how one Northland restaurant has used this business model for several years now. Emma, how has that model worked for them?
Yeah, Kristen, the Delta Diner in Mason, Wisconsin has been open since 2003, and 5 years ago, they changed their business model. Instead of being paid $5 an hour, Delta Diner employees were paid $15 an hour, and the restaurant got rid of tips. This new wage is even higher than the national average for waiters and waitresses, which is $11.42 an hour. Delta Diner owners wanted to make this change because they didn't think the state's minimum wage for tipped workers was something their workers could live off of. They also wanted to be transparent that the restaurant was bringing in a lot more money than they were paying out to their staff. After this change, and even through the pandemic, Delta Diner has been able to retain staff and are still hiring for summer season when they have roughly 24 employees.
No different than somebody who builds bikes. You know, every other industry in the U.S., they fund their staffing based on doing a percentage of what your income is and paying people a fair and equitable wage.
Restaurant owners say another reason they chose to increase wages was because the owners couldn't give employees access to insurance benefits, so they thought this could help make up for that. Now, Delta Diner owners say straying away from the tipped business model can be harder on the business financially when it comes at times, especially when it comes to taxes, but they say it is worth the customer and their employees' experiences.
Now, Emma, I've heard some rumors that service is pretty good at the Delta Diner. So what does the restaurant do if a customer wants to leave a tip?
So, Kristen, the restaurant will donate that money to the community. They've donated in the past to shelters, food banks, and they've even donated money to help some of their frequent customers pay off some medical bills.
Very impressive. Thanks, Emma. And coming up at 10, we'll hear from a local economics expert who weighs in on the future of this business model and if they see it spreading further. Well, big help is on the way for Wisconsin's tourism and entertainment businesses hit hard by the coronavirus pandemic. This morning, Governor Tony Evers announced more than $140 million in federal grant money. It's coming from the COVID Relief Fund. Those dollars will be available for the lodging industry, movie theaters, live event venues, minor league sports, and other entertainment and tourism businesses. Evers also said Wisconsin is ahead of other states in terms of recovery, saying their employment rate is lower than the national average.
Our work is going well, but it is far from being done. That means we really have to take advantage of right now. If we're going to move not just move back to where we were pre-pandemic, but actually move forward and propel our state forward.
At 3.9%, Wisconsin's unemployment rate is 9th in the nation. It's also a full point lower than Minnesota's. A longtime Wisconsin Community Festival is making its return this weekend, and organizers say things will be pretty much back to normal. The 71st annual Muskie Festival in Hayward is a go. A few sidewalk sales started tonight, but the weekend-long celebration officially kicks off tomorrow. There's also a craft show, eating contest, the Queen Coronation, and a 5 and 10K race Sunday before the Grand Day Parade. Organizers say they can feel the community's excitement.
It represents kind of getting back to a little bit of normalcy to be able to have something like this again. But it does seem to take on added significance this year. We definitely are sensing that.
The parade was canceled due to the weather back in 2019. Then the whole event was canceled last summer because of the pandemic. We'll have more details on Muskie Fest events on our website, CBS3Duluth.com. A new human resources department in Wisconsin would handle complaints about lawmakers. A bill creating the Legislative Human Resources Office passed out of its committee yesterday. The bill also says the office would observe the confidential nature of records, including investigations. But the president of the Wisconsin Freedom of Information Council says he's worried that specific wording gives the office the ability to withhold certain records. The last edition of the International Falls Journal will be published today. The impact from the pandemic combined with other economic trends forced them to make that difficult decision. Back in 2010, the paper went from publishing a print edition 5 days a week to just 2 days. Then it dropped to once a week in the last year. Minnesota lawmakers made more progress toward completing the next state budget today. The Senate gave unanimous final approval to a $7.3 billion transportation bill and sent it to the governor. 5 of a dozen must-pass budget bills now await Governor Tim Walz's signature. That leaves the public safety budget bill as the only remaining must-pass legislation on which lawmakers have yet to make a deal. The deadline to pass it is June 30th, or the state could face a government shutdown. The transportation bill also includes money for proposed safety improvements on a dangerous stretch of Highway 169 on the Iron Range. It's between Bovee and Pangilly. Representative Julie Sanstead is asking for $500,000 for cost estimating and preliminary engineering work. She hopes it will help make the road easier and safer to navigate. Peter joins us with a quick check of the weather. Pretty nice day out there, Peter.
Yeah, not too shabby once we got the clouds that were left over from last night's rain showers out of the way. And they cleared for the most part really nicely, and that allowed temperatures to climb fairly nicely as well, climbing into the upper 70s as well as the lower 80s. 80 degrees on top of the hill at Duluth International, 81 in Superior for today's high, 78 in Hibbing, 79 in Grand Rapids, as well as 79 in Solon Springs, 79, a popular number on the board there. There is still some rain showers and thunderstorm activity left, especially down towards the Chippewa Valley, down by Eau Claire. And that's beginning to work its way east right now as we head through the rest of the evening. But for us up here in the Northland, really not too bad of an evening out there at all. Mostly clear skies for us here in Minnesota. A few more clouds lingering over Wisconsin as well as the UP of Michigan because of that shower and thunderstorm activity just to their south. Currently for us here in Duluth, absolutely gorgeous start to our evening, 80 degrees with mostly sunny skies overhead. And temperatures across the region are in the upper 70s as well as lower 80s as well. Here's how your forecast for tonight is shaping up. Temperatures cool back into the mid and upper 50s with rather clear skies overhead. And that trend will continue into tomorrow, but we'll take a closer look at that weekend forecast coming up in just a bit. Kristen?
All right, thanks, Peter. Fireworks are a 4th of July favorite, but lately we watch those festivities start earlier and earlier each year. With more complaints and accidents, Duluth city officials are cracking down. CBS3's Abigail Smith learns more about how you can both stay safe and avoid a fine this Independence Day.
As the 4th of July is getting closer, people are running to their nearest fireworks stand.
We actually opened up 2 days prior to what we did last year, and customers were ready and started buying right away.
That's Jody Robertson, who manages a TNT firework tent by Cub Foods in Duluth. She says last year their entire stock was sold out before 4th of July, so they prepared earlier this year. A trend that concerns Duluth Police's Deputy Chief Steve Starsick, saying firework-related complaints and accidents have tripled recently. Typically, he says they see around 200 complaints a year. Last summer, that number was 600, forcing them to start cracking down on the community.
As a result of this increase in complaints, our officers have been instructed to work diligently to follow up on these complaints, to find people that are involved in the activity, and to issue citations when appropriate. And our push is to do that more often than not.
Lighting off fireworks illegally or carelessly can result in citations or misdemeanor violations, which could mean jail time, a $1,000 fine, or, as Fire Deputy John Otis explains, severe injuries.
The injuries are caused by burns, and those burns are typically to the hands, to the feet, and to the face and eyes. So we're looking at potential life-changing injuries that can be caused in an instant by these things.
Otis says that 40% of firework injuries are children and encourages kids to be supervised with any firework-related product. It is also encouraged to keep a water bucket near for metal sparklers or fireworks that fail to light.
Both departments also warn that not all fireworks are legal in Minnesota, and they encourage people to review what types are. Anyone caught with illegal fireworks will have to face consequences. By the way, Duluth is hosting its 4th Fest event this year. It was canceled during the pandemic. There will be food, music, fireworks, and more at Bayfront on Sunday, July 4th. The fun lasts from 4 to 11 that night. This month marks 10 years since the final class graduated from Duluth Central High School, and the district closed the building's doors for good. The 78-acre hilltop property is still on the market for almost $8 million. On top of that, it could cost a potential developer $2 million to demolish the building. School district representatives say they have come close to deals to sell it, but none have gone through yet. Duluth School Superintendent John Maggot says as they get closer to finding a developer for the land, they want to keep Central's memory alive.
And even though the building isn't usable anymore, and although we're going in different directions, I think it's important to really think about how people feel about this and what are the symbols, what are the things that people care about.
District representatives say they are currently in serious talks with a potential developer, but they couldn't share more details. Over the last decade, the building and facilities have remained virtually untouched, but it still costs the district $100,000 a year for minimal upkeep. Coming up tonight at 10, CBS 3's Natalie Grant will give us a closer look at the high school preserved in time. Still to come on Live Local CBS 3, despite our pretty easy winter last year, 31% of our honeybee population was lost. A local beekeeper shares the repercussions next.
And taking a live look at Ashland on this Thursday evening, gorgeous sunny skies out there, but there might be some rain showers coming to call for this weekend. I'll break it all down coming up.
The CBS Evening News with Nora O'Donnell, weeknights on CBS.
Welcome to Medical Insight, a weekly healthcare feature brought to you by the experts at Essentia Health. Over the next 2 minutes, you'll learn about blood flow restriction therapy and how it could help you. Here's your host, Louis St. George.
Today on Medical Insight, Essentia Health physical therapist Jared Eichhoff discusses blood flow restriction therapy, which stimulates muscle growth and strength gain by reducing oxygen delivery to muscle cells.
We more or less put a cuff either on the arm or the leg, and what it does is it pumps up and restricts blood to and from the limb, and you just work out with that on. We get strength benefits and muscle mass gains sooner in the rehab process with less weight. So in essence, a patient doesn't need to lift as much weight when they have the cuff on to get the same benefits as if they were lifting heavy. You can lift 40 pounds and get the same benefit as lifting 200 pounds without the cuff on.
Blood flow restriction therapy is versatile. It can be used by athletes looking to supplement their training or by post-surgical patients who want to get stronger faster while still respecting the rehab process.
We can put that cuff on and still do a really light exercise, and they're getting that much more benefit. We also see a lot of non-surgical patients as well, people who maybe have torn a rotator cuff muscle in their shoulder but don't want to have surgery. We can use this cuff and they can still lift really light weight to not stress the shoulder but get all the benefits of lifting heavy. Somebody with an ACL reconstruction, from that day that they start therapy to the day they can go back to sport, we're just shortening that time frame up significantly by using this.
For Medical Insight, I'm Louis St. George.
To learn more about the health benefits of blood flow restriction therapy and other health topics, visit essentiahealth.org/medicalinsight.
Duluth Casino wants to celebrate your birthday with you all month long. Every day during your birthday month, you can receive up to $30 in club cash as a special birthday bonus.
Did you say every day?
Yes, every day of your birthday month. Stop by the Players Club or log on to FondDuluthCasino.com for all the participation details. We're celebrating your birthday all month long, so you can
have a great time out at Fond du Loup. We're live. I don't really know how. What changed? Everything. It's a late show.
Yeah, I was born to be the greatest.
It's what I do.
Look, Mom, on the billboard, I made it.
I didn't know we were really doing this. We are live. Welcome to my bathroom.
There, you've stumped me.
This is the right answer. We have to put our heads down starting tomorrow. Come on.
What is President Biden going to put into the world?
Drop the mic.
CBS 3 News is brought to you by Fond du Loup Casino. Get your news
news on the go. The CBS3 mobile app.
Some of you may have woken up this morning and said, where was that severe weather? Well, it definitely rolled through the region. It rolled through rather late, though, in the early a.m. hours, say between 2 and 4 a.m. Saw a few severe thunderstorm warnings issued because of wind as well as some hail. And then take a look at this vivid lightning show that took place right outside of our studios here in Canal Park. This was taken by meteorologist Caitlin Moffett right around 2 a.m. this morning. As you can see, just a lot of vibrant cloud-to-cloud lightning out there. But right now, we've really dried things out nicely. Nice, mostly sunny skies out there for this evening. And in terms of rain we got yesterday, just 1/10 of an inch of rain for us here at Duluth International last night. And as you can tell, any rain we can get is really much needed. For us here in Minnesota, we really didn't see all that much rain out of those thunderstorms last night. But down in Wisconsin as well as the UP, take a look at some of those rain totals approaching 1/2 inch, maybe even approaching 3/4 of an inch in some places, which is really, really much needed rain. Because this is the latest drought monitor. It came out just earlier this afternoon, actually. And as you can see, for most of us in this yellow highlighted area here, that's abnormally dry conditions. But then you take a look out west where you see that kind of brownish tan. That is a moderate drought in place right there, and that moderate drought is actually beginning to work its way further east. Just last week when we were looking at this, it was a very, very small section of Minnesota that was in moderate drought, but now we have more and more of us in moderate drought. So we can definitely use all the rain we can get, but there's not too much in terms of rain on satellite and radar right now for us here in Minnesota. Mostly sunny skies out there right now. Maybe a few more clouds down in Wisconsin as well as the UP of Michigan, just because of a few showers and storms off to their south. And that's going to be the trend for the rest of the night tonight. Probably looking at mostly clear skies for the night tonight, and a rather nice night at that with temperatures cooling back down to the 50s. A good night to open up your window, let in the fresh air. And actually with these clear skies overhead, it'll be a good night to go outside and see that full moon, actually. It's the full strawberry moon, which is also the last supermoon of the year. As we head towards tomorrow, though, we begin to see a few more clouds fill in. By the noon hour, we also see this easterly wind in place. That means we're talking about a little bit of a lake breeze, especially for us closer to the lake. That means by the lake, we're probably talking about temperatures in the 60s as well as 70s. Further away, probably climbing into the 80s there. But then as we head through the rest of the day on Friday, those clouds remain in place. And then towards Saturday, we begin to see these rain showers begin to fire up. That could be just a little bit of bad news for anybody with weekend plans, but it's not going to be a washout by any means. Just have your umbrella handy as you're heading out and about. But first, your forecast for tomorrow. Temperatures climbing into the upper 70s as well as lower 80s across the region. Up here in Minnesota, 70s as well as 60s closer to the lake, 80s away from the lake. And here's how that 7-day forecast shapes up. It's a really not bad 7-day forecast, just that small chance of rain on Saturday and Sunday. But we clear things out nicely for the beginning of the week. And take a look at those temperatures. Mid and upper 70s prevail for the next 7 days.
Well, hopefully the skies will stay clear, at least for the air show.
Yes, you know, I think a few clouds overhead, maybe a rain shower or two, but it's not going to hamper any plans.
All right, that's good news. Yep. Thanks, Peter. The Northland proves to be a safe space for honeybees to thrive. A new scientific survey on bee populations found Minnesota honeybee losses for last winter were 31%, about the same as the national average. Local beekeeper Mark Walters, who has several hives across Duluth, says declining populations of bees across the country is a huge problem for not only beekeepers, but also farmers. Walters, who is also known as the honey guy, says here in Duluth he has not noticed declining populations.
But here in Duluth, the people are very supportive of bees. They love bees. They know they do a good job for pollination. And so far this year, my bees are looking really good.
Walters believes honeybees are doing better in northern Minnesota and Wisconsin because there are fewer large industrial farms that use pesticides and other chemicals. Tonight on the CBS3 News at 10, we'll share what you can do to make sure Northland bees stay happy and healthy. The American Indian Community Housing Organization held a rooftop event today to bless its gardens. ACO's rooftop garden is part of its Together We Grow program. It teaches Indigenous and BIPOC middle school and high school students in the area about Indigenous practices. Hope Flanagan with the organization Dream of Wild Health provided the blessing and spoke about how important this kind of education is.
We work with young people to teach them about growing food, cooking food, and learning how to create their own businesses with food as well.
ACO's Together We Grow program is 16 months. Ahead in sports, the series is on. The Milwaukee Bucks fell short in Game 1 last night. Kelly tells us how they plan to bounce back next.
Order your 2022 Polaris snowmobile now from Duluth Lawn and Sports.
CBS3 Live Cams, brought to you by KohlerChef.com, now featuring the Kohler Express Deal online buying solution. KohlerChef.com, a better way to buy.
Celebrate the savings during Home's anniversary sale. Everything is on sale, like this Stephan sofa for $599. Plus, no money down, special financing for 3 years, and free shipping. The anniversary sale ends Tuesday, only at Home Furniture.
At the DTA, we're making your bus ride even safer. You can now buy your ticket anytime, anywhere, using the new MyDTA app for mobile fare payment and trip planning. Contactless, safe, convenient.
The nursing program at Fond du Lac Tribal and Community College is really challenging, but it has to be. It's approved by the Board of Nursing. And graduates here have been successfully passing the state board exam. They give you real-world experience with healthcare institutions across the community. I'm really glad I chose Fond du Lac Tribal and Community College.
MediaCom is winning awards across the U.S., keeping you connected, keeping you safe, rising to the challenge, challenging the limits. Thanks to our award-winning employees, never settling, never backing down, always planning ahead, and always getting better. MediaCom is proud to be named 2021 U.S. Best Managed Company by Deloitte and the Wall Street Journal.
Hi, I'm Steve Little with Bath Planet. We are starting summer out with a great special on all our bathroom products. Right now, you can get 20% off your entire project and 0 down, 0 interest, and 0 payments until 2023. Get your project off your to-do list now and not pay for it until later. Go to bathplanet.com or call us today to take advantage of this amazing offer. Bath Planet, out of this world service, down to earth price.
Hi, I'm Dr. John Bolins.
And I'm Ann Nolette.
And we're Advanced Surgical Associates of Northern Minnesota. As the most experienced robotic team in the Northland, we wanted to provide an alternative to the traditional surgical practices that the hospitals offer.
Robotic-assisted surgery allows more complex surgeries through small incisions with lower chances of infection.
We provide individualized and personalized care so you can have a shorter hospital stay, experience less pain, and recover quicker.
You can learn more online at mnsurgery.com or by giving us a call today.
UCare is out decomplicating health plans all over the state. We're proud to be in Embarrass, bringing family plans to Fertile, helping folks rest easy and sleepy-eyed, and smart advice to Nimrod-y.
Is that even a word?
We make plans clear and crystal, and we've been a staple here since 1984. With over 40,000 doctors, specialists, and providers in our networks, we're getting more welcomes every day. UCare, people-powered health plans.
During the anniversary sale at Home Sleep Express, get a purple mattress with no money down, special financing for 6 years, plus free delivery and setup and a 120-day comfort guarantee. Buy a purple mattress today during the anniversary sale at Home Sleep Express.
Get your news on the go, the CBS3 mobile app. Now, CBS3 Sports with Kelly Hinson.
High school sports are still going in the state of Wisconsin, and it was a big day for one first-time runner down at the state meet. It was Division III day. Callan Lisson of Northwood Solon Springs won the 400-meter dash with a time of 50.24 seconds, just over 0.3 faster than the next runner. Soren Patterson of South Shore Washburn took 5th in the boys' 300 hurdles. We're going to have more from Lisson tonight at 10. After their longest road trip of the summer, the Huskies are going to be back in the friendly confines of Wade Stadium tonight. They were out for 8 straight games, including 12 of their last 14. The Waterloo Bucks are in town for a pair of games starting tonight. The Huskies are still 8 games back of the Bucks for the first place spot in the Great Plains East first half standings. So a pair of wins against this team would go a long way. Slugger Amron Voidic continues to swing the hottest bat on the team with a .348 average and an .832 OPS. First pitch between the Huskies and the Bucks is at 6:35. Longtime UMD hockey fans will surely remember Dave Haxtell. As head coach at North Dakota, Haxtell took his alma mater to the Frozen Four in his first year and 7 times total in 11 seasons. Today it was announced that Haxtell has been named the head coach of the NHL's newest franchise, the Seattle Kraken. Haxtell served as an assistant coach for the Toronto Maple Leafs the last 2 seasons, having previously spent 3 seasons with the Philadelphia Flyers. As head coach, he led the Flyers to the Stanley Cup playoffs twice. Well, buckle up, NBA fans. It's going to be a good series. The Eastern Conference Finals began last night in Milwaukee as the Bucks hosted the Atlanta Hawks for Game 1. Both teams considered underdogs to make the conference finals when these playoffs began, but clutch performances from their stars have lifted them to the cusp of a championship. A nail-biter in the second half as things were all tied up at 96 in the fourth quarter. The Hawks get the edge over the Bucks and win a close one, 116-113. Bucks shot 8 for 36 from the three-point range. Giannis finished with 34 points, 12 rebounds, and 9 assists. They now look to tie the series at 1 as they will host the Hawks tomorrow night.
I think the most frustrating part about this game is the offensive rebounds. Like, they got 2-3 offensive rebounds back-to-back, and they got a 3 out of it, you know, and they got the game-winning bucket out of it, Clint Capella, when they went up 1. I think that's the most frustrating part. Hopefully we can make an adjustment, make it tough for Trae Young, make it tough for those guys to not get easy looks for the lobs, and hopefully we can put ourselves in a position to win Game 2.
Game 2 set for tomorrow night in Milwaukee. Hawks lead the series 1-0. Tip-off set for 7:30 p.m. And the Twins back in action tonight after winning 6 out of their last 10. Hosting Cleveland, Jose Barrios expected to start on the bump for Minnesota. First pitch at Target Field set for 7:10 p.m. 6 out of 10. Anything can happen.
Not too shabby.
Not too shabby.
Thanks, Kelly. Well, if you're looking for something to make you smile today, we have you covered. Check out this very cute family. This mama and 4 cubs were spotted crossing Net Lake Road this morning. My brother Travis captured this photo of the family on his way to work today, and he said while they look cute in this picture, the cubs were even more adorable in person. Everyone on social media is mind blown that there are 4 cubs, and everyone is giving that mama bear some credit because 4 cubs is a lot of work, I'm sure.
Yeah, busy mama bear for sure.
Definitely. And they had a nice day for a walk.
Yeah, nice day for a walk, probably a nice evening for a walk as well. You know, next 7 days aren't shaping up to be too bad at all. Maybe a shot of rain on Saturday and Sunday, but we'll clear things out nicely beginning Monday. And as you can see, those temperatures in the mid and upper 70s prevail for the next 7 days. And tomorrow looks like a really nice day as well. So hopefully you can get out and about and enjoy it while it lasts. Kristen?
And enjoy the air show. A lot of events happening this weekend. So fun to see.
Happy summer, everybody.
The calendars are full. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you at 10.